Well, back on the boat by myself again, and first evening. Massive thunderstorm right above us, and gusting in the mid-20s. And we nearly did a full circumference on the anchor by now, which is never really great because your anchor piles up and there's big rocks really close to me. So I'm kind of watching everything and hoping that everything will be good. We started up here and we already did this whole turn. Maybe the worst has passed now. Man, that was a long, long thunderstorm. It's still going, but it seems that it's a little further away now. Well, I'm having my second coffee. The whole dinghy, like Carlitos, was filled up completely with water, so he's about to sink. And he can take up to 290 liters. So it was some serious water coming down. And I had left my oars in the dinghy because I was actually going to go to the tiki bar later on. So I just saved them at the right time before he was gonna start going submarine style. And the next morning I talked to my neighbor Jim. I was like, whoa, that was quite the storm. I said, he's like, yeah, totally, like a lot of rain, you know, I did a lot of laundry and this and that. But he was like, well, wind-wise, you know, it really wasn't anything. And I was like, yeah, you know, you're right. And he is right, it really wasn't that much. And I was asking myself, well, you know, why was I so worried? Like, why was I up and, you know, taking bearings on the land with the lights and everything and checking anchor? And I think it's the usual what I always go through as when I'm back to myself again, that you know, all my anxieties are at the highest level and I'm scared of everything, like little things that I usually would not be scared about. And also it's grooving back into the single-handed world, which is a little different than if you have another pair of hands, because you do have to be more prepped. The boat needs to be always, I mean, not saying that it doesn't have to be if you're with two people, but you're definitely faster with two people. And I think it's just that my mind, the anxiety is telling me, well, you know, just be on top of your shit, just be prepped for every eventuality and just go back into the mode of that you only have yourself to get you out of any situation and behave according to that. And I think it's good, you know, I'm taking it as a vehicle to groove back into the Karl world. And the good thing is that I know that past times when I've come back to Karl has been the same and I overcame it. So, you know, it helps me to push through this initial anxiety boost. And I hope that in 2 or 3 weeks I'll feel more confident and, you know, that the anxiety level will go down a little bit. It's always good to have a little bit of it, but shouldn't be overwhelming and paralyzing you. So, well, that's just my 2 cents this morning with the lovely background of chainsaws.
People are not meant to notice.
They don't really know, but I don't know. On the way to a little adventure, waterfall adventure. There's a beautiful waterfall just off the Panamericana, and you can hike to it. It's apparently half an hour. So off the boat and exploring a little bit, and I met Jim again. You might remember him from the episode Single-Handed Sailors, season 3, episode 42 or something. So he's gonna come with me.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Oh, thank you. Big adventure.
Yeah, you up for it?
I'm up for it. Let's go. Yeah.
Perfect. Let's do it. he's got serious horns, man.
Hey up. Hello. Hey up.
Oh, he likes you.
Yeah.
Buenas.
Hola.
So, I don't really know how far this waterfall is, to be honest. People have told me very different things, but I assumed it was an hour hike from the Panamericana. Now, somebody down on the road at the entrance said it was 3 hours. I'm beginning to think that possibly it's an hour of a hike from where this kind of like road ends. So I might have gotten Jim and me into a bit of a situation here.
That's Mata Paolo climbing up the tree.
Oh, Mata Paolo, it kills the tree, yeah.
It kills the tree and replaces it with a different tree.
Yeah, so we should have really good reception. And I think I'm gonna start my drone in a minute. It's gonna be super exciting. The view is breathtaking. This guy has the most beautiful view from his house. He looks over the whole Gulf, and it's just breathtaking. Really, really beautiful. And this is the famous waterfall. It's amazing, completely overwhelming. It's such an amazing view, and the water is completely refreshing. It's a bit of a noise going on, as you can hear, but it's awesome. It's really great. But you know, it's always amazing how when you feel a little down or like overwhelmed by something, and then all it takes is to go out into nature for, you know, half a day, or, you know, this is like an hour of a hike up the hill, a little jump into the water, a beautiful view, a picnic outdoors. It just warms your heart so much and fills you with so much happiness. It's, you know, it's about happiness. That's what it's about. Maybe some of you know that Maria and I have kind of founded In Motion, and we're basically fighting against ocean pollution. And as some of you might know, 70% of the ocean pollution comes from rivers, and since we were walking along a river, or, you know, down from a waterfall, we collected all of this so it doesn't end up in the ocean. And we mostly found bottles and wraps of, what are they called?
Sweet wrappers.
Sweet wrappers, exactly. So people just basically throw them on the road, on the go?
My story is impossible to tell, but I will tell you this much. I live on a little sailing boat called Gypsy. My name's Jim, so I'm Gypsy Jim. And my story is, yeah, what can I say? Vagabond. I'm some sort of world vagabond, you know, and I truck around the world, and I've been doing so for a long time, but my story is impossible to tell.
Well, thanks for coming on the hike today.
It was a pleasure. I enjoyed it, yeah.
It was a good piece of nature that we got to enjoy there. All right, Jim, anything else you want to say?
Not really, no. Oh, and more about that next week. Yes. Okay.